let's get into it. Messi, another Messi masterclass on the weekend, eh? If you saw that free kick, it was a damn peach of a
He's
free
on
kick.
fire, brother. He's on fire. I mean, if you ask me, I think he's sort of regenerating another peak in his life because everything seems to be happening for him in the States.
So he looks fantastic. He looks comfortable. He's enjoying himself. He doesn't have any pressure. He's just playing. Everything is just so natural to him. The assists, the goals. Man, that free kick was peach of a free kick.
Yeah. ESPN, they're saying that he's making Inter Miami a lethal weapon.
Definitely.
He's definitely. And look, we even came up with that article, which we shared in our group in our pre-production meeting as well, about Apple TV subscriptions.
Wow.
It beaten its subscriber target, months ending the 1st of July. And even the CEO, Tim Cook, he attributed some of that success in an uptick in the interest after Messi signed for Inter Miami because of the deal Inter Miami has with Apple TV. So again, man, he's benefiting a lot of companies. If you see Tim Cook talking about you.
Apple, definitely.
Come on.
And it's not just Apple. We're talking about Adidas. We're talking about, what's the third company that is also benefiting from him joining or getting into the American market? I mean, the merchandise spiked over 50% of jersey sales, and then I was reading an article that was saying that's the best jersey sales of any player changing teams across all sports. So he even surpasses people like LeBron, Tom Brady. Yeah. So that's big. That's quite big. Yeah.
Yeah. At the moment, he's quite a media sensation.
He is. For the American market, he's a media sensation. When you watch the highlights, you hear the commentators, they are almost out of breath, screaming, Messi! So, no, he's done well. Talking about Messi, let's talk about his former colleague, Neymar. Apparently, Neymar wants to go back to Barcelona. Would you say PSG was a failed project with all their targeting, bringing Neymar? They brought Messi, Mbappe. Mbappe is not happy. So would we say the PSG project has failed for the Qataris?
I personally think it was a failure because they had the best players in the world in that team, like maybe 3 or 4 of the best players in the top 5 in the world at some point, but they failed to turn that into silverware, which I think was the goal. But yeah, for some reason, I think maybe they put too much emphasis on the importance of the players rather than them actually producing result. Because, we hear stories of what Mbappe became there. He chooses who does what in the dressing room and what have you. And that's nonsense. You can't give a player too much reign, regardless of how good they are. You can't give them too much reign. So I think that they fell victim to that. They allowed other players to get bigger than the team.
Yeah, I think most of the players got bigger than the club. And, look at, it's hard for a coach to manage all those egos. You've got Mbappe, you've got Messi, who was previously there at PSG before he went to Inter Miami. You've got Neymar. They're all very, high egos, high self-value. So it's pretty hard to manage for any coach. I think they've gone through Ancelotti, Pochettino, the other one, Gautier, who left. So, it's a hard project. Joe, what are your thoughts?
So is it now definite that he is not going back to Barca?
So it says Neymar asks to leave PSG. So this is from Sky Sports News article. It says Neymar asks to leave PSG. He wants to return to Barcelona. Yeah. So we'll see how we go. It's one of the breaking news in the last 24 hours. Yeah. Neymar wants to go back.
Because there are some smaller, media channels like Barca, Granes. They were saying that Xavi said, no, he would not accept, Neymar back.
Yeah, Xavi's got a different way of playing. I don't know if Neymar will suit Xavi's style of play with the high pressing, high octane type of football. So we see how we go. It's a developing news story which is happening in the last 24 hours of us. Before us recording this weekly podcast. So we'll watch this space. Maybe we'll have an update for next week. And of course, this week, starting, I believe, Friday night, the Premier League recommences. Man, my weekends are better now. Man, these 3 months was so tough. Oh my, I had to watch, other sports and, now the Premier League is back. Quick predictions. We'll go around the table. Who are you predicting as the top four? I know we'll all put our teams in the top four.
I'll go for Manchester City, bro.
So you're
team
Manchester
is Liverpool, but Man City is going to just smoke everyone.
Look, my top four is, it's very disappointing me to say this. Man City will win a fourth straight because I think that's the next target. They've won the treble. They want to be the first English team to win 4 in a row. They've got that fire in them. I saw the crazy Arsenal supporters posting because they won the Charity Shield. Imagine they were posting. I woke up and saw all those statuses. Arsenal. Anyway, let's forget about that team. So my prediction is Man City number 1, Man United number 2. I've got Liverpool at number 3. Arsenal, because of the way they crumbled last year, I think they'll be number 4. Unfortunately, Tina's Chelsea is not in the top 4. I don't believe they'll be capable to make the top 4 this year under Pochettino. Maybe we'll give him a year or so. What are your predictions?
Yeah, looking at Chelsea, I think there's still a few things that need to be done. They are showing some elements of spark. A few players here and there showing us what they can do. Gives confidence, but not full confidence. I think you're right. Chelsea is looking at 5-6 spots. Anything better than that is a positive. I think Arsenal has a chance. They've got a few players that they've brought in, and I think if they can manage to do what they did last season.
But they brought in winners. Would you say Declan Rice is a winner at Arsenal?
Not particularly. Not particularly, but what that could do is just the confidence of the players, knowing that we have these guys, these players. They took a few players from City, So I think that's that confidence of the squad coming from last season. It can easily be transferable to the next season. City definitely still is a leading contender, definitely. Man U, yes, is playing good football. So I would argue Man City, Man U, Arsenal, Liverpool hasn't really shown me a spark. I haven't really seen a lot from them. The team is not looking very, very confident.
They've changed the whole midfield basically. So
yeah,
we'll see how we go with that midfield change in Liverpool. But look, it's going to be an interesting season, man. Man City have got a chip on their shoulder. They want to be the first team, as I said. Pep wants to be first coach to win 4 in a row. Alex Ferguson done it a couple of times with Man U. So, now as Man U supporters, we used to brag we're the only English team with the treble. Now we're holding on to we're one of the teams with the 3-peats. If Man City does that, then poof, they're no longer noisy neighbors. They're now the dominant house.
There are a lot of things that Man United was bragging about that's beginning to all crumble.
Yeah. Man.
So
after 10 years of not being there, and it's been 10 years, 2023. So we last won the championship in 2013. 10 years. 10 years. Man, our 10-year-old kiddies, they know a lot of things, man. That's how long we last won Premier League, man. But it might be our season. It might be our season this year. To all our listeners, Facebook, Twitter, let us know. What's your top 4 predictions? We've all said Man City, even though it was hard for some of us to say that, but we have to be honest. Man City are the leading favorites with the goal machine, Erling Haaland. I saw on Twitter a lot of people happy that he hasn't scored all preseason, but, once the Premier League starts, I think he's that type of player who just flicks a switch and...
Yeah. What other teams do you think could also, just be worth mentioning?
A dark horse, I think, is Aston Villa. Unai Emery is a good coach, and the players they've signed, and the players they've got.
Have they signed any good ones recently?
I believe they signed Moussa Diaby from the Bundesliga. He's a good winger. And of course, they've still got the backbone of what they've had last season when they finished in the top 6. Newcastle, of course, they've signed Tonali from AC Milan, and they've got Guimaraes. But I think the issue is their coach, Eddie Howe. I don't think he can manage the pressure of Champions League Wednesday, Premier League on Saturday. It takes a special coach to do that. So I think Newcastle, he might be one of the first coaches to lose his job.
Yeah, I think with the amount of money they're willing to spend, I think they need somebody who knows how to spend money, especially coming from, the quality of the team that was there before. If they want to discover, Champions League football, then they really need to up the game, because obviously with that amount of money that they're bringing, or that the owners have, they definitely would want a big return.
All right, crazy prediction. This is a crazy prediction. If Newcastle loses the first 3 games, I'm telling you, the special one, Jose Mourinho, will be back in the Premier League.
You think so?
He will go to Newcastle. Why? It's a project with money. They're already in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Right? And he, based on his history, they will call him a cup specialist.
Yeah.
He will come back for the Newcastle project. If Eddie Howe does not win the first 3 games, or Newcastle starts to waver the first 5 games, I'm telling you, he will lose his job. It's not a hot take. It's my prediction.
Yeah.
Mourinho will be back in the Premier League with Newcastle.
Okay. That's bold.
Yeah. I almost wanted to bet you on that.
Let's bet a bottle of single malt whiskey, man. Oh man, that'll be a good whiskey bet, isn't it?
Quite interesting, though. Do you think Mourinho still has it, considering what he's done what he's done for Roma?
Yeah, but you remember that football is all about being box office, and for Newcastle, that'll be box office. And Mourinho's first mentor was Bobby Robson, who used to coach Newcastle. So that'll be the story. I'm bringing back Bobby Robson's passion, Bobby Robson's energy to you. So Eddie Howe, he's under pressure. I'm telling you, Mourinho will be back in the Premier League this season. That's my sneaky feeling. No other team will take Mourinho now. No Man City, Man U, Liverpool, they won't take him because it's highly volatile. Newcastle is a new project. It needs media coverage. It doesn't need it because they're wealthy. The PIF fund, they're the ones backing Newcastle.
But they need the excitement, though.
They need somebody the excitement. They need that storyline, And watch this space. Eddie Howe, as a man, I would never want another man to lose their job or anything. But that's the way of life. It's football. It's a prediction. But Mourinho might be back in the Premier League.
All right. Definitely watch out. Yeah, first 3 matches, guys. That's what he's saying. First 3 matches. The man is under fire.
Maybe Ahmad Jen's podcast will be tweeting that, putting pressure on Eddie Howe to bring Mourinho back. You never know.